A mother fighting for mental health awareness is blocked from traveling by the very legal system that returned her children to her care. But is she unknowingly breaking a no-contact order? What happens next could mean criminal charges or redemption. This is the Tiana Cheeseman case.
All right, so Cheeseman, is that family violence or criminal trial division?
Hi, Judge. It is, I believe it's family violence. Good morning.
Good morning.
It doesn't show that it's coded family violence, but I would believe that offense is family violence.
All right, Normie, could you have someone from family violence come down?
She's here.
Hi. So this is Cheeseman. She's requesting a travel permit. I'm trying to bump into her.
Yes, Your Honor. She did request that. However, we kind of had a misunderstanding. She was told, I think, by her PO that she could travel, and that was for yesterday. She's present in the courtroom, but she canceled her plans because then we got notice that there was a hearing today.
All right, so I received a request for a travel permit, and the state is saying that they object to your traveling. Have you traveled before?
No.
All right, so they're saying they object to your traveling, and what I can tell you, defense, I always present these travel permits to the state to see if they have objections. If they don't have objections, usually I will sign them with, conditions that I want to impose. But are you going to have to travel again at any point in time?
There's a possibility.
All right, so let's go ahead and hear this and see what's going on.
Yes, Your Honor. Can I just, Your Honor, can I just have a minute to finish on the protective order docket? I'm closing out with a DA right now, and then I can be back in a couple of minutes.
Well, what I can tell you is in a couple of minutes, we're going to do a motion to suppress, and then we're going into a jury trial.
Okay, I will be here. I'm here.
All right, thank you. So the court is calling NIMAC number 756623, State versus Tiana Cheeseman. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Terry Dye on behalf of Tiana Cheeseman.
And are you Ms. Cheeseman?
Yeah.
All right, so we're having a hearing with regards to the defendant's ability to travel. The court received a travel permit. The state was in objection to allowing the defendant to travel. I just have a few questions to ask you about the travel permit. Any objections to the court asking your client questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Tiana Cheeseman.
All right, so with regards to your travel permit, what is the purpose of the travel?
It's a mental health conference. It's a postpartum support conference. This is from July 9th to July 13th, and it supports postpartum mothers with their perinatal mental disorders and support.
Okay, and are there any other upcoming travel plans for you that you possibly see in the future?
There is one, I believe it's going to be in August.
Okay.
I'm not sure of the exact dates, but I think that's just going to be in Houston.
Okay.
That far.
All right, thank you. And here's my question. How long has this case been open? What's the offense date?
Your Honor, if you'll just permit me one moment to grab the computer.
And defense,
Yes, Your Honor.
with regards to this case, was CPS involved?
They've closed out their case
All right, and can you tell me the placement of the child or children?
with my client.
All right. And those children are the subject of this alleged offense?
One child, yes, Your Honor.
All right. But all children are placed with her?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I think that's where part of the state's concern was, Your Honor, on the motion or on the travel request, it said there was a no contact order with the victim. And so that's partly why the state was concerned.
Well,
At this point, what seems like a simple travel request takes a dramatic turn. The judge is now uncovering a possible violation of a no-contact order, something that could have serious legal consequences for Cheeseman, even though she has custody of the children. The confusion between civil and criminal court orders is creating a legal gray area that the judge clearly isn't willing to overlook. You can really feel the weight of this moment. Cheeseman isn't just asking to travel. She's fighting to prove that she's in compliance. that she's doing everything right. But the law is complex, and one small mistake could cost her everything.
We need to address that because obviously another court has deemed that she could have contact. I'm not the one who placed the orders in this case. So counsel, I'm inclined to grant her request to travel based upon what it's for, but this is what I'm going to need before I grant it.
Yes,
If
Your
you, if you can have the CPS worker or whoever it is, give to the state, the fact that the case is closed, to give to the court, did she complete classes? What classes she completed? And if you
She
can
did, Your Honor.
and if you can let me know how long the children have been in her physical custody.
Okay.
All right, that's what I'll need, but I'm inclined to grant it and to lift the no contact order. Currently, if the child is with her, she's in violation of the no contact order, but I know sometimes people may not be aware that there's a no contact order in place with their children. They think that once the civil court says you can have contact, then they don't take into consideration what's happening in the criminal court. So, state, I don't know if you're going to file a violation report for her having contact, but
Your Honor, the other parent is in the house and there were provisions put in place.
well,
And I had discussed this previously with, I believe it was Allie Jackson who had the case a while back, and we had discussed that fully at that time.
all right, so here's the issue. The issue is legally, there's still in place a no contact order, according to this. Now, if another judge signed a no harmful or injurious contact on the criminal side, then it needs to be documented to show that that's been signed. But before me now, I have where it says that there's a no contact order in place. What I can tell you, if the state files a request that there be a violation report filed because you have a no contact order, I'm not going to sign off on that until we have a hearing about it. So it will just be paperwork being presented.
Just for the state, Your Honor, we need to clarify if there is a no contact order.
Yes.
There was an amended motion, but it states with other children. So my understanding was that there was a no harmful or injurious contact order with the other children, but still a no contact order in place with the victim. At least that's what's reflected on the travel request.
Yes.
And so the state needs to verify that.
And Your Honor, we did appear before this court quite some time ago on the issue. My client works with children. She, she's a nurse. We did have a hearing on this issue quite some time ago. But my understanding was that it was no harmful and injurious contact, including her own children, once she was deemed able to go back to the home.
Right. So this is what we're going to do. I want you to hear me and internalize what I'm saying.
Yes, Judge.
Number one, we need to make sure of what the orders say. If I receive a violation report saying that you've had contact with the complainant, we're going to have a hearing on it. I'm not going to act on it until we have a hearing, because obviously a civil judge has done something on the civil side, and sometimes the civil side and the criminal side don't talk as they should talk. So, defense, if you can get me that information and get that state the information with regards to her CPS case.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then we can reset this for hearing. And at that time, I'll address your ability to travel, and we'll clear up with whatever issues this is with the no contact order, because I don't think you want to walk away and not, be in violation.
Yes,
So,
Your Honor.
we're going to get that taken care of and see what's going on with it. Okay.
Yes.
The judge doesn't slam the gavel just yet. Instead, he gives Cheeseman a lifeline. Submit proper documentation, clarify the court orders, and come back next week. Until then, everything hangs in the balance. Her ability to travel, her standing with CPS, and even the risk of new violations. It's all up in the air.
All right. So when do you think you'll have that information, Ms. Dye, and when do you want this case recalled?
If we could recall it for sometime next week, that would be great if that works with everyone.
All right. And if you want to be here by Zoom, you can be here by Zoom because it's just a
Thank you.
hearing on the travel permit
Okay.
and the whether or not you should be having contact. Okay. All right. What date, Ms. Ferguson?
The 16th, Your Honor, is the only date that I absolutely cannot.
All right. 17th.
Yes,
Yes. And you can appear by Zoom.
thank you.
And I'll get a message on how to.
Yes. And your attorney will have it as well.
Okay.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too.
If you've ever doubted how complex the legal system can get when civil and criminal jurisdictions collide, this case is a perfect example. Stay tuned. The story is far from over.